Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. And today we're going to be looking at some of the best AFL rivalries and seeing which one is going to be the best out of all of them. So I haven't done a sitting down video in about 2 weeks, and if we go further than that, it's been 3 weeks. So geez, it's been a while. Hopefully this all goes well. And before I get into the video, I would like to say please subscribe, please like, and also credit for this video is to Felix39. He did this a couple months ago and I've been wanting to do it for ages and I'm only getting around to it now. So yeah, credit to Felix. I'll leave his channel link or the video link that he did in the description below. Make sure to like and subscribe and let's get straight into it. Alright, so here we go. We have Ultimate, brings in a crowd, strong, okay, and not really. Okay, so we might do this in order. So we'll go Adelaide and Port Adelaide. I think it's okay because I haven't really watched that many showdowns. Like back in 2014, I remember it used to be a pretty big event. Yeah, they've been pretty even for the past like 6-7 years. Yeah, they're okay. I wouldn't say it's strong, but yeah, they're usually around the same skill level. And yeah, we'll put it in okay because I don't think it's strong, and definitely not here in brings in a crowd. Well, I guess it does bring in a crowd, but we'll put it in okay. Essendon, Collingwood. Now, this one could either go here, but we'll say brings in a crowd because it's just an Anzac Day kind of clash, and I don't think, well, it could be Ultimate. If I was doing this video last year, 2019, I reckon I could put it in Ultimate. But it definitely brings in a crowd, so I reckon we can settle on putting it in, yeah, this tier. Collingwood Carlton. Oh, well, it definitely does bring in a crowd, but I guess I'll just have to put it in Ultimate, really, because, like, you can't really get past it. It's pretty much, I reckon, the biggest rivalry in AFL, and whenever you look at the fixture and you're like, oh yes, Collingwood and Carlton are coming up against each other this weekend, you always, you always have a good feeling about it, and you always know that it's going to be a good clash. But obviously this year not played at the MCG, so it wasn't the best. Played at the Gabba. Definitely playing at one of the team's home grounds would be 10 times better because of the supporters and the atmosphere that the game would bring. But I reckon we can settle on putting in Ultimate because it's probably the biggest rivalry in the league. Carlton Essendon. I don't know about this one. I guess this year I think, Carlton won by 1 point. Last year I think Carlton won by 1 point or something. So actually, Carlton have won by under, I reckon, like 5 points against Essendon for the past 3 seasons. I reckon it's a strong rivalry, but I feel like because this is at an actual Adelaide versus Port Adelaide, like 2 rivalry towns, I reckon that could be here. We could do this because I reckon Carlton and Essendon, 2 Victorian clubs, but not really. I guess it's a little rivalry against the 2 clubs, but I reckon Adelaide and Port Adelaide, just because they're the only 2 teams in South Australia, I reckon we would have to put that one above Carlton Essendon here. So we'll move Carlton and Essendon to okay, and we'll bring up Adelaide and Port Adelaide. The Adelaide Showdown, we'll bring that to the middle tier. Richmond Carlton. So this is obviously at the start of every year. They have this game, round 1, first game, and I mean this year it didn't bring in a crowd, did it? Okay, I just shouldn't have done that. It's probably stronger than Adelaide, Port Adelaide, because let's be honest, if you're not in South Australia, you wouldn't really care about the Adelaide Showdown that much. And I reckon we can actually move this one up to brings in a crowd because it definitely does. It gets a fair bit of people, bloody hell, first game of the season. Like, it's going to bring in a crowd no matter what teams play, but just having 2 Victorian clubs play at their home ground, like both of their home ground, it's going to bring in a crowd either way. Hawthorn Geelong. Now, whenever I see this, like Easter Monday or something, whenever I see this on in the fixture, I get pretty excited myself. So it's either strong or brings in a crowd because bloody hell, if it's at the MCG, it brings in a big crowd. Obviously, a lot of Geelong supporters in Melbourne, so they'll come down. Even if they're from Geelong, it's only like a 30-35 minute drive from Geelong to Melbourne, so they'll come down either way. It'll be a packed house for the Cats supporters, and as well, obviously, as Hawthorn have a lot of fans over their success in the past 7-8 years, or should I say maybe 12 to 13, 14, 15 years. But yeah, Hawthorn obviously have a lot of fans at the MCG, which is their home ground. But I reckon we can say this one brings in a crowd, but probably not as good as these two here. Alright, the Western Derby. Being a Freo supporter myself, like, we just get flogged every time, so it's not that good. We'll put it in not really, but I don't know, because last year we got flogged by 92 points or something. Last year we were just shit. This year was just shit. I think like the past 12 derbies or something, the Eagles have won it. And to be honest, I think back in 2018 was a good derby, because obviously Andrew Gaff punched Brayshaw. Still don't forgive him for that. He's a bloody idiot, that guy. And yeah, that really started a brawl over on the footy pitch. And to be honest, it was pretty entertaining. And I reckon we can put it in okay, probably just past Carlton and Essendon, just because once again the only two teams in the state. I reckon it can pass just two Victorian teams having a little rivalry against themselves. And here we go, GWS and Bulldogs. Have to put it straight up there really. 2016 prelim finals. It's one of the best prelims you'll ever see, to be honest. It's just so crazy really. If you're a Bulldogs fan or not, it's just a crazy prelim final. Obviously a GWS fan wouldn't be too happy about it. But yeah, really not much to say on this one, but you just really got to put it up there after the past experiences they've had over, the past 4 years. GWS Sydney, this is once again always a GWS win, but this year wasn't the case. Sydney won by about 40 points. That was played at Optus Stadium earlier in the season. I'm going to put this one okay, once again in front of Carlton and Essendon, because it's not strong really, and yeah, it's not really that good. I guess Sydney Hawthorn. Now this one's interesting. Over the past 2 to 3 years, it hasn't been that interesting, but back in 2012 to 2015 to 2016, it would have been a pretty big rivalry, so we'll put it in strong. They did play, they played in 2012, they versed each other in 2012 grand final and 2014, and no, not 2015, 2015 the Eagles played, but yeah, they did play each other in a couple of grand finals, so we'll put it in strong. Essendon Hawks, once again, it's okay, or not, didn't mean to put it there, it's okay. I reckon in front of Carlton Essendon, I reckon just because it's a bit more entertaining. Like Carlton and Essendon, yeah, let's be honest, they're not that exciting to watch nowadays, and Essendon and Hawthorn, I reckon, to be honest, they're probably more boring, to be honest, so we'll put them at the back of okay, and we have 3 more rivals to rank, no, 4 more, sorry. Brisbane Gold Coast, not really, the Q Clash, who cares about that? I don't think even many Queensland AFL fans would care about that, because it's just always going to be a Brisbane win. Brisbane Collingwood, I don't even see this as a rivalry, so honestly, back of the pack there, it's not really a rivalry at all. Collingwood Richmond 2018 prelim, jeez, it's pretty good. They drew this year. I reckon it's okay. I reckon we'll put it in front of GWS Sydney, because I reckon it is better than these two teams playing each other, because it's much more interesting. And West Coast Collingwood, just put it up here. Obviously Dom Sheed just made the whole rivalry thing happen between the Eagles and the Pies, and 2018 grand final is how all of this stuff has happened against the Pies and the Eagles. So yeah, there is our tier maker, and I reckon most fans would probably agree on it. And yeah, if you have any suggestions on what you would fix up about this tier list, drop them in the comments below, because yeah, I would like to hear of it. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy and want more videos like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's try and get to 550 subs, because at the time I'm recording this, we're at 545, so 5 subs away from 550, which will be a huge milestone, and who knows, maybe even 600 by the end of the year, but it's not really looking likely at the moment, but that would be crazy. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.